Excited to see it. Here they go. Started my timer, and looks like Jack's dealing with a bat room, and Mudjoe is just
opening some doors.
Exactly. Let's see if there's any surprise Minotaurs. That's what I always get on when I open a door.
You open a door, you get a Minotaur. It's like trick or treat or Minotaur.
Yeah. Treat or Minotaur.
It's a terrible system. They should definitely reconsider.
Leprechaun comes out for Mudjoe. He has a broadsword, so he can take it out real quick. That was kind of convenient in that arena. That arena for the fireball spell was kind of a long adventure for a fireball spell, like seconds.
Yeah, it was more just like a sketchy. I don't know. It just wasn't a great arena setup. He got it. So fireball's great.
Yeah, I agree. If he can use it, and I'm sure he can, we'll see how that fireball kind of helps him take care of mini bosses faster and other stuff, especially when he's still only on this base weapon. The base broadsword is only going to deal 1 damage when it hits something, so the fireball spell does 4 damage, right? 4 damage when it hits something. 3 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 damage when it hits something, so he can definitely boost his potential on the base weapon. He does take a hit on Coral Rift, so it's not a flawless fight.
Oh no.
And JackOfGames right at the same time finishing his boss, and both racers are on
that
zone 2.
glass spear for Jack. That's super solid.
I'm sure Jack's really happy to see that. More damage is faster, for sure. And an instant dragon after him, that's kind of cool.
That's like the best. That's like the best you can get for zone 2. It's just like instant boss. Open door, done. It's like
the kind of boss that digs toward you too, so you don't even have to dig yourself.
I feel like if Jack just pressed left really fast, he could have finished that level in like under 2 seconds.
Alright, I'm trying to keep up here, looking at everything that's happening. Looks like Jack is on the first to his zone 2 boss and takes care of death metal real fast. Going for change out that weapon doesn't... Well, debating it? No, okay, gotta change out the weapon.
It's fine.
Gotta change out the weapon. Would rather have the safer weapon that's not gonna break and leave him weaponless. We've seen Jack play safe before. I think it's a good decision. And now he has the Ring of Courage, which I know...
He has a mop.
So strong. He loves it. He loves the flail plus Ring of Courage. That's what we call the mop.
Yes.
It lets you kind of just mash in a direction and be pretty darn safe.
Yeah, you just mop everything up. It's great.
Yeah, it is great. Mudjoe gets his glass longsword here from his boss, Zone 2 boss, heading into Zone 3 with a better weapon for sure. Also has the Infernal Torch, so that gives him a little bit of mapping, and also he's like a fireball throwing specialist. He can throw fireballs if he digs a wall with a torch.
That's a good point.
Throw fireballs from his spell slot there.
I do really like the Infernal Torch in Zone 4 because, you know, all the rooms are like a little box and there's torches on the walls, so whenever you dig into the next room, you can, like, you know, kill something sometimes.
So if you have an Infernal Torch, does that make you go up first and then over, or do you go over first and then up still? Does that question make sense? So, like, when I have a fireball spell, like, if I don't have a fireball spell, I always want to go over and then up. That way I'm attacking the mummy from below or above.
Yes.
Like, that way I'm attacking a dragon, or a blue dragon from a below or above. I just feel so much safer doing it that way. But if I have a fireball spell, I like to come from the side. So I go up. So I go up first and then over, so that I can just blast him with my fireball spell.
Oh, that's pretty smart. I guess that makes a lot of sense too with the 8 damage fireball from the Infernal Torch.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried that strat with an Infernal Torch. It's kind of a little bit less reliable because you can't.
No guarantee to be a torch on that wall.
Especially on like in certain rooms.
Like a spot that you want it to be at. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Looks like Jack is the first to his Zone 4 boss. Gonna try to seal out the first, get the win first here, and he does, no problem. Avoids he avoids the game crash.
Close,
I think they were talking about the solution. They were getting some weird game crashes if they were pressing buttons too quickly after beating the game.
Okay.
So you had to wait for the submit score screen, and then you can reset.
Start mashing your buttons. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's gonna be the solution that he needs.
At least this isn't like original Isaac where you have to like close your game
fully close your game, exactly.
Right, to make it work out. Like, we like to avoid bugs here.
So here you go, Mudjoe coming from the mummy from the side, but with the fireball spell is able to blast.
And it works out really good, yeah. He didn't do. Oh man, that's sad. I've done that kind of stuff before, where you plan on killing something in one shot, but it didn't quite work out, so you had to run back and hit the sarcophagus another time.
Mudjoe going for the swaggy weapon throw kill on Death Metal 4. Both racers done at about in under 5.5 minutes. Jax was real fast there. Jax waiting for a dragon. I knew he was waiting for a dragon, watching him just tap up against that wall.
Tap a wall.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
And there again, Jack gets his health shop, gets his hearts up. He did that. He did the right thing there. He was real careful and calculated about how he used his health. There was a cheese and a chicken. He had 2 empty heart containers, so he used the cheese on the empty heart containers. Then picked up the gluttony charm and used the chicken to gain 3 more heart containers. You have to do that.
That's smart.
All in that order in order to get the maximum number of heart containers. So Jack is definitely, showing off how the food shop can be optimized.
That's really good then. And to do it quickly too as a bard, that's really super solid, and not have to think about it for a while.
Exactly.
So this is still pretty close, actually.
Yeah, it looks like JackOfGames is on his Zone 2 Death Metal, and Mudjoe is on his Zone 1 boss and just defeated it. So JackOfGames is about a zone ahead. Nothing insurmountable by any means, especially knowing how fast both of these guys can go. So here you go. Mudjoe finds some boots and a ham in his shop, so that's really nice. Ham will be a little bit of health. He doesn't have any armor again, but Jack is looking real healthy. Lots of armor and scary situation with a blue dragon. Those things are scary, especially.
They are quite intimidating, yeah. Especially with other enemies.
That situation, yeah, exactly. When you get in that cycle of like they're freezing you and you're like waiting it out, and then you move, and then they freeze you again, and you're waiting it out, and there's other enemies kind of bearing in on you, but also getting frozen.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's so scary.
All right, looks like Jack has made it through Zone 3, fighting the Zone 3 boss. He does get clipped by a zombie there. The later conga fights are not as straightforward as the earlier ones in terms of like on the earlier conga fights you can kind of just run in there and then jam left right and take care of the conga line, but it gets a little bit trickier in the later versions because of the different enemies. Ooh, Jack has to do a little bit of thinking there to get around. Oh boy. That was weird. That was really weird. It looked like he didn't bounce on that bounce trap when he had a monkey hugging him. The confusion monkey was on his back, and
confusion monkeys have been strange today so far.
Yeah.
And teleport monkey. I don't know. It's weird.
Monkey shenanigans for sure. Whoa! Jack just got telemaged, or he got warlock teleported by his crossbow. That was cool. Again.
Yeah, as long as you're safe with it, it's super good. I'm glad that he's actually doing it, like taking it too, so I can see it in action.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to do stuff like take a pink monkey when I'm playing with Bard, because I know that like whatever crazy room I end up in, I can like stop and think about what's happening. Even though you will there are situations where it will teleport you into damage. So you can teleport and get hit on the same beat. So like on the beat that the monkey teleports you, you can take damage. I believe Ryan would describe it as something where you've made a mistake, so like you've already you can be punished for it.
Sure.
And Jack finishes Deep Blues 4, kicking the second run.
Sub 5 again.
Sub 5 again. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. We can just like sub 5 all day. These two.
Cheapers. Yeah, this is gonna go to 7. Like
I mean, unless Mudjoe dies or Jack dies.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm kind of commentating, cursing it, so I kind of want it to go to sudden death. It's very exciting. But,
I mean, I want it to be sudden death I want it to be sudden death, and then I want the last one not to be sudden death. The grand. I want sudden death, Mudjoe to win, and then I want grand finals, one of them to win without the sudden death. That would be really cool.
That'd be awesome.
In all of Jack's races, he's got so many hearts. That is absolutely right, John64T. Jack knows how to build. He's building smart and fast, and Mudjoe takes his second win. So
nice, Mudjoe.
We are on 2-2, tied 2 wins apiece. Situation now is if one of them wins 2 in a row, they will win outright, and if both of them win 1, then it will go to sudden death.
So yeah, let's see what happens.
I know, it's so exciting. It looks like Jack has been consistently just a little bit faster than Mudjoe.
Just slightly faster.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. The consistency here for both of these racers is just so impressive.
Super high.
Like I can get like a 5-minute time maybe if I play a lot and die a lot, but but to do it, you know, every time is just so impressive.
For sure. Jack didn't get that health root shot that time. He's definitely, I think, fishing for it. I like that. I like Jack bombing through those walls there.
Yeah, me too. The bombs are you have a lot more freedom to play with your bombs like however you like with Bard compared to Cadence. Because Cadence really needs to save those bombs for the final fights, like the Necrodancer fight and the Dead Ringer fight. The bombs can help you a lot. But with Bard, you kind of don't really need to save your bombs, and so it lets you do things like bomb through walls to get. That Leprechaun was on ice. Oh, you know, that would be really nice to see the Leprechaun sliding on ice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Jack loves that freeze spell. He's just like every boss, he just like has the pattern down so that he runs right up the gut and freezes like.
Yep.
And it takes no time at all for him to get through those bosses.
Yeah, freeze spell is incredible.
You check that shot for a ring of mana. I thought Jack might have been able to find one, but.
Oh, what? Was it Telemonkey?
Look how similar their builds are now. They both have a titanium rapier. They both have a chainmail. They both have a ring of regeneration. They both have a drum of some kind.
Some kind of drum, yeah.
It's really, really, really interesting.
The difference of spells?
Yeah, the spells are a pretty significant difference. I think the freeze spell's probably better just because it's just like so much easier to use your weapons, and it's hard to get that fireball spell optimized.
For sure. I'm definitely the camp. Just use the fireball spell. Just
use it whenever it's whenever it's ready to go. Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
Like you don't have to save it.
I like how Jack uses his war drum there. He used his war drum to kill the mummy in one shot.
And he dodges the fireball by getting invincibility from the stairs too.
Yeah, really good. All right, Jack finished his 3rd run, so Mudjoe just needs to finish his, and we're going to sudden death. If Mudjoe doesn't finish and Jack finishes, if Jack can finish a run before Mudjoe finishes a run, Jack wins, and that is it. The tournament is over. Jack is the grand champion if Jack can finish before Mudjoe. Mudjoe is in Zone 4. It would be. I don't think it's possible for Jack to catch up on just speed alone. Like if Mudjoe doesn't die, I think Mudjoe will finish. Mudjoe will not be able to be caught by Jack. But we'll see. Oh my gosh, Mudjoe. Mudjoe, please.
Oh, Mudjoe, please.
There are things you can do. You have a war drum. You have fireball. Yeah, there you go. Wasted a beat there. That's wise. He was in a situation there because you can't move toward that wall sweater. He wasn't sure which beat it was on. That's one of the weird things about Bard too. you don't always know like what beat the enemies are on.
Right.
Like,
you don't get to watch them all the time.
That's so if you're not looking at the enemy while you're moving on your previous thing, then you won't necessarily know if what it was doing. Like, whereas with other characters, you kind of always see you're always paying attention to all the motion, all the movement.
Right. It's easier to see because they're always moving, right?
Yeah.
And you have more time to perceive each enemy. Yeah, I think Mudjoe played that correct by slowing down and not dying. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, Mudjoe knows just has to finish the run.
Just has to finish the run. Yeah, he doesn't need to go really fast. Just.
It's gonna be scary though. I'm sure Mudjoe doesn't want to go to another sudden death, but has no option now. And that's it. GG. Good job. We have 3 runs apiece. That was crazy. 3 runs in about 5 minutes and 45 seconds means you're doing 5-minute runs, like 5 minutes and 15 seconds per run. So we are gonna go to sudden death, overtime. Here we go. So intense. Jack and Mud have shown throughout the series in this tournament. Twice they've shown that the lap races are not gonna cut it. We need a different format, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this the scary way. We're gonna do this one life.
Yeah.
No resets. You have to get as far as you can. 5 minutes, and they're going. Oh boy, here we go. 5 minutes, 1 life, no resets. Whoever gets farther in this 5 minutes is going to win, but I am thinking one of them is going to finish a run.
Yeah, I think they can. I totally have been putting down sub 5 times.
It
super
is
consistently.
Scary. The pressure is so real. And we are listening to some
3, okay. Mudjoe's got a little bit of a lead.
Hype music. We got a hot mess.
Oh, that's a big pickup.
The hot 3-3 song. The shopkeeper with his sweet pipes.
And Jack got that obsidian rapier. That's such a good weapon. That's one of the best weapons.
Jack is needing to play a little bit careful. Like he's kind of figuring out what to do here because it's dark. It's scary.
For sure.
Ooh, he got a titanium. Wait. The obsidian rapier, he already had that, right?
Yeah, he had that.
Yeah, he had that. He was just checking what the other weapons were and picked up his obsidian rapier back up, and he gets the freeze spell, which we know he can deal some devastating damage with fast boss
so
kills.
Fast against bosses. And
let's see, does he trade it out? He does.
Going great. Nice, Mudjoe. Picks up dagger of phasing.
Yeah,
so
dagger
good.
phasing is awesome. Mudjoe has a slight lead right now, but Jack is super powerful, and I know Jack did an interesting thing here. He traded his Ring of Shadows for the Ring of War, which is going to mean there's more enemies for him to deal with, but he also has the knockback effect, and I know that for pre-release, I remember before Zone 4 was out, he used to say that the Titanium Rapier in Ring of War was his favorite combo because it's so strong with the knockback. You can just mash into stuff.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. It's super safe. Like, you don't have to worry about not having damage here. Like with the Obsidian Rapier, you can just hit stuff and it gets knocked back. And you're always lunging, so there's that too.
Yeah, it looks like Mudjoe taking that freeze spell from that freeze scroll from the shop there. Nice choice. It'll be helping. He can use that to do some of the freeze strats that Jack's using on his bosses fight. He has used on his boss fights. Oh, Jack adding more damage. I'm sure Jack wants to get rid of that ring.
Always go for the piece. Like it?
Oh yeah, Mudjoe going for the Ring of Peace over the Ring of Might. That is going to have the opposite effect of the Ring of War, or at least one of the opposite effects.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to reduce the number of enemies he sees in the levels.
Exactly, and it's so good for speed. It's like basically killing enemies. That's like the fair way to think of it. Like each room is going to have one less enemy, so just having that ring, you have done a ton of damage.
Yeah, and it also, the other effect of the Ring of Peace is that it makes your mini bosses the easy version, or the earlier version. So this Nightmare, which if you didn't have the Ring of Peace would have been the red version, is only the black version, which has only 3 hit points instead of 5. And
wow, that was actually sketchy with that Nightmare, like having a goblin come out of nowhere, like that could be so scary.
Jack got rid of his ring. He was able to trade his Ring of War for a gold ring. There's an urn there. Can he open it? No. That's okay. He doesn't care about the iron. He cares about going fast. They're both on 4-1 at the same time. Jack got there a little bit faster, so if the worst were to happen, if both were to die, I believe Jack would win this matchup. But it looks like Mudjoe gets the zone 4-2 first, so that's a big deal.
Mudjoe.
Mudjoe is definitely going ahead. Like, this actually matters a lot when you get to your zones.
Right.
Whoever gets the zone 4-3 first is a really important thing. Actually, I think one of them's going to finish, so probably the finishing is going to be the more important factor. But if both were to die, whoever got further first would take it down. Looks like they both went to 4-3 at like the exact same time.
Oh no.
I actually think, based on their in-game clock, I think Jack might have went to 4-3 a little bit before.
This confusion is rough. Wow, Jack is already at his boss fight.
Jack's on the boss fight. Unbelievable. 4 minutes. He has the freeze spell and takes it down. That's it.
Wow,
GG.
that's it. He just freezes it. That's so fast.